First of all, I'd like to show you how to create a data frame in Spark. Data frames are fundamental concepts in Spark in which you'll frequently use them. That's why it's important to know how to create data frames, because you'd like to test different functions. There are basically two methods to create data frames, and I'd like to cover. The first method is based on implicits. So I'm importing spark.implicits. For creating a data frame, we can use the sequence, and here I'd like to create a sequence and just copy paste for the sake of saving a little bit of time. In case you'd like to learn about sequences, you can refer to my Scala tutorial series. Here you can see a sequence of different stock purchases, which is just the fake data. For example, what was the asset and which platform it was bought, what is the unit, like how much it has been purchased, and the trade name, the company which the stock is belonging, and the date of the buying, and also buy price and the sell price. These are the information or sequence of items related to a stock. So if I shift enter, this sequence of data is created for me. Then the first approach for creating a data frame, I'm writing val first approach df. So we can use the toDF function, toDF, and this is part of the implicits library, spark.implicits library, and you can give these columns or these items here names. So I'm giving the first item name of asset, second item or column I'm giving the name of platform, third unit, trade name, buy date, buy price, and sell price. So these are the names of the columns in which I'd like to give to the data frame. If I shift enter, this data frame gets created. And if I write first approach df, this is the name of the data frame, that show first approach df dot show, I should be able to see the data frame, and here we can see it. Alternatively, I can use the z.show in Zeppelin, the name of the data frame, and it will show the data frame in a nicer format for me. So you can see z.show, here is the printed data frame. You can see the printed data frame here, and also this first data frame using the .show command. You can check the schema of the data frame, .print schema. So we can see the schema. We have columns, asset with a type of a string, nullable equals to true. It's possible to have null values for this column. And also we have the column platform. It's a string, again nullable equals to true. Unit has a type of double, nullable again equals to false. It cannot be false, and so on. We have we can see the type of each data. For the first approach, I used the implicits, the spark.implicits. I used the sequence and define the sequence of items. I could define also the column names here through in the toDF function directly, and then I could define my data frame. That's very good because we can define a data frame later on. In case you need, you can use it for testing any function or any idea which you have. The second approach for creating a data frame is similar to this approach, but just the function is a bit different. So if I copy this sequence from here and I paste it here in another cell, for the sake, I'm just defining it here, data2, which refers to the second approach. And then I can say second approach df, I'm just defining here this variable second approach df, and then I say spark create data frame. and I'm giving data as the input. So if I shift enter, again we can use this second approach, df.show. We can show the data frame. However, the difference between this approach and the second approach is that we don't have the column names here defined. So you can see it underline 1, underline 2 as a column names. And this approach, you have a Spark that create data frame. We are not actually able to define the columns of the data frame. Similarly, I can print the schema for this approach, like for this data frame. And we can see there is not proper column names here. Of course, we can rename the columns afterwards. However, in the beginning, we are not able to give column names to the data frame. So to wrap up these two approaches, the first approach is like defining a sequence here. We define a sequence here. Next, I'm using the 2df data frame and give the column names here. First, I also need to import the spark.implicits, everything from the implicits. The second approach I showed again, and it's based on the sequence, defining of sequence of rows. And then again, we use the create data frame function. So we can define these two data frame in this way.